Let's jump into Microsoft, guys. Microsoft major layoffs proves that no tech giant is going to get away from this market downturn, guys. Microsoft is the latest tech giant to have major layoffs with the plans to cut 10,000 employees. Yes, that's 10,000 employees. I wouldn't have thought that Microsoft would have done this, but they did, and they waited till a little bit later to do it, okay? But Microsoft has joined the group of tech giants conducting significant layoffs. The company announced Wednesday that it plans to cut 10,000 jobs, amounting to 5% of its workforce over the coming months, okay? This is big. This is big. This follows Facebook, Amazon, right? Meta, they are joining the list. Only people who haven't announced layoffs yet as these big tech giants, Apple. Do you think Apple is going to do it? I think Apple is going to do it as well. Or maybe they won't, because maybe they didn't hire as many people during 2020 and 2021. But while the cuts aren't a huge surprise and have been anticipated by employees and Wall Street, it's the latest sign that likely none of the tech giants will be immune from the market downturn. Microsoft, Salesforce, Amazon, and others seen years of enormous growth and hired tens of thousands of new employees during the last 3 years. Now they seem to be hitting a wall, analysts said. And Salesforce and Microsoft and other business-oriented tech companies see their customers cut IT budgets. They anticipate shrinking revenues, cost-cutting, perhaps another round of layoffs. Okay, these companies are like, companies are tightening their budget. IT strategies are being adjusted. We don't have, the money is not being spent like it once was in 2020 and 2021. What do? Revenues are shrinking. We need to look at profits. How do we look at profits? We look at the revenue and look at what expenses we have, operating expenses, and try to limit those as much as possible. And some of us aren't revenue generating. And a lot of us will be cut because we aren't revenue generating. That is why I talk about sales all the time. That's why I talk about sales, because if you're in sales, you're revenue generating.
What's up, Ladder Climbers? It's Antoine Wade. I wanted to interrupt this video to talk to you guys about Course Careers. Course Careers is the place that you guys need to go if you have a high interest into tech sales. They will help you gain the skills that you need so that you can enter the tech sales world to make a whole bunch of money. Tech sales salaries early on is about $60,000, guys. That's a good salary. And with OTEs, you can make anywhere from $85,000 to $90,000. If you have an interest in tech sales, check out Course Careers, link in the description. And don't forget to use Antoine50 so that you can get a $50 discount off of Course Careers. See you guys in tech sales.
Do you think 10,000 of these employees, what percentage would you think that are sales employees? Very little, very small, because those guys can be measured. Now, if you are in sales and you aren't performing, you probably were let go a while ago. But if you're in sales and you're performing, you aren't being let go in this round of layoffs. You aren't. These are going to be operating roles, recruiting roles, support roles, low performers that are going to be laid off in this round of layoffs at Microsoft, okay? Let's jump back to it. It's a strategy that will help these tech giants weather the ongoing downturn and come out on top. These companies are like, all right, you know what? We don't know what the future is going to hold the next couple of years. Everybody's talking about a global recession, not a U.S. recession, a global recession. Less spending across the entire world. If you are a global company like Microsoft, Google, and those guys, they're like, we got to prep for this. We got to prep for this, okay? That's their strategy. Microsoft's layoffs also bring attention to the fact that the only tech giants that have avoided significant layoffs this cycle are Google and Apple. Those are the only two that really have not laid off a whole bunch of their employees. Apple has dodged layoffs, but there's a limiting hiring freeze in place that could last until September. During Apple's Q3 earnings call, CEO Tim Cook said the company will be deliberate in doing so in the recognition of realities of the environment. So they're saying, all right, we're not hiring anybody. We're not bringing anybody in. If we hire somebody, it's going to be quiet hiring, giving people additional work inside the company, pay them more. That's something I want to talk to you guys about today as well, is these companies. And if you are working for a company, if you're in tech right now, you're probably being asked to do more. You're probably being asked to do more. I've been asked to do more. Well, if you're being asked to do more, you should be asking for more money. As a career coach, I advise, if you're being asked to do more, this is the perfect time for you to ask for more money. And companies are going to be willing to pay you more money because you're doing more. If you're getting another project, if you're taking over another team, ask for more. Many of us are just scared to ask for more. Many of us don't get to that mega bag that we want to get to because we are afraid to ask. What do you think a lot of the times when we talk about gender and pay equality, Well, the people who get paid the most, a lot of times they ask for it. The people who are underpaid, a lot of times, it's because they don't ask for it. So if you're getting handed additional assignments, additional work, which companies are doing right now, they're quiet hiring people. No more quiet quitting, quiet hiring people. And that is when a company says, you know what, Damien, I know you got this big project going on, but we have another project that we want to give you that has company visibility, and I need you to take this on. In that situation, if you have the bandwidth to take it on, why not? You're going to get the recognition, company initiative, but why not also ask for more money? Maybe you're making 150 right now. Let's get a 15% raise. Yes, I'll take this on, but how am I going to be compensated? And if you don't have the bandwidth, what can I get rid of in order for me to take this on? Those are the conversations you need to be having with your manager, because if you're taking on this, you're stressing yourself out. At least at a minimum, you should be getting paid for it. So start having these conversations, guys. Start having these conversations with your managers. Let's get back to the topic though. Google's parent company Alphabet did have layoffs in Virality in Health Science Division, but Google itself hasn't seen major cuts at all. However, employees are anticipating, given that the CEO, Sundar Pichai, said it's tough to predict the future when asked about layoffs in December. While analysts are hopeful that these cost-cutting strategies will help in the long run, in the short run, they're anticipating things will get worse before they get better, okay? You're also seeing that these leaders in the C-suite are bringing down their quarterly and yearly revenue estimates even more. So these numbers, you're gonna see a whole bunch of stock prices going down. You're gonna see a whole bunch of that. Why? Well, companies aren't able to hit those numbers, missing revenue by X%. That's what's happening.